Hi everybody, Jake here. Welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. If you're new, we're back with another episode of Lille Legends, and today we are facing off against Inter Milan in the Champions League quarter-final second leg. We're going to go into our league form, how we're doing in the league, because the league is now becoming a backdrop to this incredible Champions League run that we're on, and it's likely that we're doing pretty well in the league and we should have it won unless we really mess up, and we'll have a look at how we've done that, what the results have meant that we can get in such a good position so far this season, as well as the Inter match, of course. And on top of that, I'm going to show you the new youth intake players that came through, which if you're new to the channel, we do a thing where if you comment your name down below, I'll add you to a list, and eventually, as long as the series goes on, every time I get a youth intake, I put you viewers, your names into the game as a new youth intake player. So we'll have a look at the development centre and see the new guys that have came through, which will have your guys' names on. So with that being said, before we get into today's video, I'd just like to ask you guys, if you could, then like the video. Really means a lot and really helps in pushing these videos out to more people. The last video we did was the first time we struggled to get to 40 likes. We're not there just yet, but I imagine we'll slowly get there over time. But I'm going to aim for 40 likes one final time, see if we can do it. So if you can smash that like button and see if we can still hit that target, that will mean a lot. Feel free to get involved in the comments down below. It's always nice to talk to you guys. And if you just want to help the video out by putting a comment, then comment who you think is going to win, Inter or Lille, who's going to go through into the Champions League semi-final. And finally, if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button on the channel. We're getting close to 2,000 now. We've recently surpassed 1,800. We're still building, so if you want to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my uploads, which with my upload schedule at the minute might be a good idea, then that would mean a lot. So I think that's everything I need to say, so let's get straight into today's video. Okay, so we are playing Inter Milan today in the Champions League as mentioned, and the Champions League draw isn't looking great for us. I mean, Inter Milan were probably one of the hardest teams we could have got in the Champions League at the minute. They beat Barcelona something like 6-1 in the last round. We got drawn against them and we actually did very well in the first leg. We're not through at all. It's still a very much up in the air in the second leg, but we're doing pretty well, and it is guaranteed now that whoever goes through will be playing Real Madrid in the semi-final. So should we get through, that's who we'll face. We're in a good position, of course, having stopped Inter from getting an away goal, but I think we could have done better at home. They were a very good team. We got lucky by basically getting a lucky penalty from Armada, and that was pretty much it. Since you saw us against Liverpool as well, we've had a few league games where we've been dominant, including a 4-0 win against PSG. That was a huge result for the league because that now means that we are sat there unbeaten still, 32 games in on 90 points. PSG ran us all the way through. It's not over yet, but to go unbeaten in Ligue 1 isn't completely unordinary, I don't think, at least within Football Manager, because without us, PSG would have done it this season so far. So it's not that big of a feat, but the fact that we can do an invincible season and win the league in our second season here, I think we can safely say we've done a pretty good job here. And now for a thing a lot of you guys I'm sure are waiting for, the new youth intake players. We're just going to quickly run through them. I'll mention their names and you can pause the video if it's you and check yourself out. This is all done at complete random, so don't get annoyed if your player isn't one of the better ones in the youth intake. I've just got a list and it's basically first come first serve, and that decides like who is who in the list, so there's nothing ready to it. I don't put any thought into it or have any favourites. But interestingly, the first youth intake candidate from last year is supposedly ready for the first team now. It's Tiny Cox. He looks like a very good centre back, and yeah, he might end up making the first team next year as one of our rotation options, considering we probably will need a fourth option centre back next season. You can see we've got a great crop of youth intake players here from both this year and last year combined. So let's get into the new guys and let's quickly run through them. Firstly, we've got Billy Kwok, who looks like a very good right winger. He is very young though, so if we were to win the Champions League and the series ends this season, we're not going to be able to see him develop fully, and that might be the case for a lot of you youth intake players. Like I've always mentioned, if we win the Champions League, the series ends. So if we do it this season, which would be a crazy result in only 2 years here at Lille, then you won't see a lot of these players develop. But I hope it does go on for a little bit longer, and we do see these guys. We've got Edmundo Rosa, a Spanish left winger slash striker. We've got Lucas Mortensen, a Danish left back who isn't actually from the youth academy, but we signed him for like £5,000. So I think we've done some good business there. We've also got a Finnish right winger called Naruto Uzumaki, obviously named after the anime character. This was actually submitted by my friend Ryan, and a big thank you to him because for my birthday he gave me a rebranding of the channel art. That's the logo and the banner photo that you see. He did the original one, and out of the blue he basically gave me that, so big thanks to Ryan. We've got another decent prospect on the left wing in Connor O'Brien. A lot of good attacking young players coming through. Which others of these weren't new? I think Tom Palmer was, so Tom Palmer, there you are. You are a Danish centre-back with a lot of promise, to be honest. We've got Mert Yilmaz, another 15-year-old, maybe not shown as much potential as some of the others, but he can definitely get there. We've had actually some interest in him from Bordeaux, I think it was, trying to sign him, so people clearly want him already. We have Temedeo in here as well, a Congolese left-back who came through our youth academy. who looks like a pretty good solid defensive left back with 16 tackling. And I think, I've just checked my list, I think that's all of the new ones that we have added. So you can all see yourself in there, the old players and the new players. Some of you will be making the first team next season, I'm sure. So thank you for you guys for getting involved. Hopefully you are enjoying having your players in here, even if so far they haven't actually made the first team. So thanks a lot for that and getting involved in the comments. Whilst we're on the topic and before we get into the Inter match, I'd just like to say there is a Discord link in the description where it's like a Discord for a lot of the people who watch the channel and people who just like Football Manager in general. We have an area for just general chat and an area for Football Manager chat where we give tips and stuff and people ask their questions. It's particularly good for new players and also it's just nice to share your saves sometimes. So if you guys want to check that out, the link to that is in the description. Just over 50 members now, which is incredible because when I started it I thought we'd have like 2 or 3. So thank you guys a lot for that, for all your support, throughout everything. And I think it's about time we get into the Inter match today and hopefully if we can make a Champions League semi-final in our first season in the Champions League, only the second season in this series, and that would be insane. So here's the team we're using today. We've got Livakovic in goal with Selic at right back, Ahmed Hozic, who has probably been, alongside Arezzo, my favourite player from this series so far. We've got Botman at left back with Aaron Martin, Renato Sanchez, Cooper Myers, Ikone, Yachi David and Arezzo. Thiago Almada drops to the bench because I just think Yachi is a big game player. He's older too, more experienced, got some good leadership on him as well. I don't know if that's going to help in game, but who knows. So he is there on the bench, but you might have noticed that Benkovic isn't playing today, and that is because Benkovic has got himself injured. And that means Botman has to play, which is my only worry because he's not great. Botman's not bad, but he's not great. And Ahmed Hozic and Benkovic have created such a good partnership at the back. I mean, you can see here, if we scroll down, my face is covering it, but Benkovic has scored like 12 goals this season, which is more than Sanchez, almost the same as Ikone. Pretty much only Arezzo has got more than him. So yeah, incredible stats from the centre-back there, who we thought was going to be a flop. But this is our team today to face Inter Milan. It's going to be a very tough match, but hopefully we can get the win. So let's get straight into the match. And, you know, Champions League semi-final could be on the horizon. Okay, and the game is off here. I actually spoke to my friend Will about this recently because he watches the series. And I was just thinking, like, as good as it would be to win the Champions League already, it almost feels undeserved because I don't feel like we built the squad good enough to do it, and it would also be quite sad for the series to end so soon. So maybe we will do something if we do happen to win the Champions League, but there's no guarantees that will happen today. Although an early goal here for us would be insane because we'd have an away goal to back ourselves up on. But Memphis Depay has already scored for Inter Milan. We are 1-0 down within 20 minutes, and that cancels out the goal that we scored at home. Now, of course, away goals are going to be huge for us here if we can pick 1 or 2 up. So I'm not completely writing us off yet, but this does just show how good Inter Milan are. We haven't had a sniff yet, 20 minutes in. They've scored with their first chance. They're clinical. They've got a good team. They play with a system that isn't very common. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, no wingers, and 2 up front in Depay and Lukaku, who are a pretty lethal partnership, to be honest. They've got a very good squad. They're doing pretty well in the Serie A, and as I did mention, I think in their last round, they knocked out Barcelona 6-2. So they're an incredible team. We're not doing badly so far in possession, considering we're the away team. But 30 minutes in, no chances. Not usually like us, so we definitely need to step it up, and I think I will demand more from the players. I would like some highlights in this game. The last game we did against Liverpool, we barely had any, so it would be nice to at least see a few shots from us, but so far, nothing even on target. This will mean that we'll go to extra time and penalties, so not the worst case really, because Inter, of course, are meant to be the better team here, but if we can get the win, that would be insane. So 5 minutes to go until half-time, and Hakimi, who's of course a great wing-back, breaks through, takes a shot, good save from Livakovic. I mean, Inter Milan basically went through as like butter there. Lukaku is of course a very good striker on Football Manager, and Inter look very dangerous so far. Another chance for them here with Bastoni, Skriniar. We are hanging on really. If they get another goal, it's going to be hard for us to pull it back. Of course, an away goal, like I say, is huge and completely flips it around, but so far we've shown no signs of scoring really, and Gossens is in. Their other wing-back on the left side, who is of course another very good player, but this has not been a good first half for us, and we really need to sort it out if we are to stand a chance in the Champions League this season. Okay, come on, we can do this. Second half on the horizon. Let's give a little prayer to Danny Drinkwater over there, who's going to hopefully give us some luck in the second half. All we need is 1 goal. The guy on the yellow card here, Jonathan David, it brings up a good point, but I really don't like him this season. I think if we do have another season, which assuming we don't win a Champions League, we will do, that is going to be a position I try and invest in, that inside forward position. He's just not done enough for me this season. He'll definitely be a backup striker to Arezzo. However, he's gone from scoring 20 goals as our starting striker, which is of course great, and as a backup to Arezzo up front, he'll do fine. But in this inside forward position on the left, which he should be quite suited to, he's played 24 times, only scored 4 goals, an average rating of 6.7. It's not really good enough. So we might be looking to use our budget in the summer if we can to bring in a really high quality attacking player, because everywhere else I'm pretty happy with. I mean, left back, right back, I'm happy with. Goalkeeper, centre backs, maybe we need an extra one, but we've got a lot of good young players coming through, so I'm not too bothered there. We've got depth in the midfield, we've got some really good players on the wing and through the middle and up front. It's just in this position where really I could invest most of our budget, I think, and really just upgrade the team and take us to another level. We're being completely dominated here by Inter Milan so far. I'm going to have to make a change. I'll do it on around the 60th minute, whether it's to change the shape or change the kind of style we're playing. But if we were to get a lucky goal, which it looks like this might be our kind of highlight here, with Ikone on the right, then that would change things completely. Here is Ikone, finds Selic, we're going forward for the first time in a highlight. We find Sanchez in the middle, Arezzo. He had to score that. He really had to score that. And coincidentally, I've only just noticed I'm actually wearing an Inter Milan shirt, so that might not be any good luck for us here with Inter Milan already 1-0 up. They probably think I'm supporting them, but I promise I'm not. We are trying to win here with Lille. And here is Ikone on the right. By the way, if my gameplay looks quite jumpy, which I hope it doesn't, but if to me it looks a little bit jumpy, that's just because my computer has been on, because I've been running the simulation for an FM Scout video, so it's probably quite tired, and if it shows, then that's why. But to me it looks pretty fine, it's just a bit slow here and there and lags every now and then. But what a ball that is from Aaron Martin, and Arezzo scores, he volleys it into the top right corner. Two of our best players of the series, Aaron Martin, who, I forgot to mention him at the start actually, I was talking about Ahmedhodzic and Arezzo as my favourites. Aaron Martin has of course been superb for us, the best player in the league for 2 years now. What a ball this was from him. He has been quiet so far this game. That's an amazing cross. And Arezzo finishes beautifully, and that is huge for us because that now means if Inter Milan score another, we still go through with that away goal. So unless we concede twice, we should be good here. This really is just huge because I don't know what it means, because Real Madrid in the semi-final, if we can beat them across 2 legs, then it all just comes down to a random one-off match, which if we win, the series would, as long as we stick to what we said before, the series would be over. We'd have an unbeaten league unless anything goes wrong, an unbeaten league season, and a Champions League within 2 years of being here at Lille, making very few, well no, we've made quite a lot of signings, but very few big signings, so it would be incredible if we do pull something like that off, although Inter Milan have scored here, and even though we're still going through, they're showing signs. Inter Milan have definitely been the better team tonight. It's a good job we did well in our first leg so that these away goals really count for a lot because we stopped them getting any. But yeah, Inter Milan have been the better team, and we do not deserve a Champions League just yet, in my opinion. However, if we can get it, I'm not going to complain. We are now 20 minutes away from the end of the match, and I think that's about time to make some subs to hopefully stop Inter getting another goal. Cooper Myers has had a very poor game today, so he's going to come off for, let's bring him off for Samare. Hasn't played too much recently, but he should do a job of the defensive side of the game. That's really his forte, so that will hopefully help us. Ikone has had a bad game, but he's one of the ones that isn't as tired as some of the others, so I think it might be a good time to try Almada, bring Almada on, and Selic as well. We bring off Selic. Actually, I think we bring off David because he is very tired, and we have some good depth on the bench. Angel Gomez or Timothy Weah. I'm going to stick with a tried and trusted Weah. Gomez hasn't been as good as I hoped he would be this season, although I haven't given him too many chances, but Weah, we know from the first season, can score a clutch goal here or there. He hasn't appeared too much this season, but this could be his chance. Inter Milan, here we go, 20 minutes to go. As we get into these final 20 minutes, I'd just like to ask you guys, if you haven't already, like the video, comment down below if you're enjoying the episode. It really helps a lot in pushing these videos out to as many people as possible. 10 minutes to go, can we hang on? I think we can definitely do this. Please don't let them have another chance. I don't really know what to say here as we wait it out, but there is a highlight, and I'd rather have no highlight than a highlight for us, because if we lose the ball, Inter Milan will break away with those win-backs. Selic heads it in, crosses it in, should I say, and Samare has the ball. He wins it and does the defensive job that we brought him on to do. That is a dodgy pass, though, to Ahmedhodzic. He does well, finds Selic. Hopefully this is a chance for us. It seems like it's gone on so long now that it should be a Lille highlight, and that's what we like to see. At least, if anything, be a Lille highlight. Aaron Martin going from the left side. Can he put another good cross in? Finds Almada. He's been tackled, though. Vidal. Eriksson. It's going to happen, isn't it? Eriksson's through. 1v1 with Livakovic. He has scored. Inter Milan are going through in the Champions League. Unless we get another goal late on here, we're going to have to go all-out attack. Not the end of the world, because Champions League quarter-final is more than we could have hoped for. Means that if we do go out, there will definitely be another season at least. Hopefully a few more in the future. So, not the end of the world, but we're going to have to go attacking and try. We can't just sit back and let this happen, can we? Let's go very attacking. In possession, we want to go a lot more direct with a much higher tempo. Let's just see how it goes. We have been much better in the second half, but Inter Milan have been the best team across this match. And to be fair, the first leg, as I did mention, we got very lucky from a penalty. But there is a highlight now with 3 minutes to go. It looks like it's going to be Inter Milan, although if we can snatch it off them, we might get a late goal. We know that we're good at that kind of thing. Eriksson, though, plays it to Vidal. Vidal back to Brozovic. Brozovic back to Vidal. It looks like it's going to be another Inter Milan highlight, if anything. Eriksen dictating the tempo with Memphis Depay. Vidal's in space. We've pushed so far forward that we've given Inter Milan a little bit of room. Gossens on the left, finds Barella, Niang. Barella with a long shot. Okay, they didn't score. At least there's a chance in the last 2 minutes that we could get something, but it looks like it's going to be over. And even though it is disappointing, I'm not too fussed. Like, we definitely didn't deserve to be here. We've been beaten by a better team, and that's good to see. There is a quality level that we still need to patch. We need to jump up a little bit in terms of just the squad as a whole. We saw there was a lot of players underperforming in that match. But at the end of the day, we weren't expected to win, so I'm going to say that I can't fault any of your performances. We've done really well getting this far. Now all focus goes on to the league, where we should be winning it. Now, I have a decision to make here. Does the next episode just be the start of the next season, or do I show you some of these league matches? Because I think we've got the league won. Of course, it would be nice if we go unbeaten, but you know what? How about this? I will show you the last game of the league season, because hopefully that will be us trying to keep our league season unbeaten, which would be great if we are unbeaten by that point. We should also have won it by then, but we will show that last game, and I'll actually feature some of you youth players on the bench and see how many of you, or maybe even in the starting 11, see if any of you are on the pitch, maybe 3 or 4 of you, see how we get on if we do have a league won. Although I would like to go unbeaten, so we'll see how many I do put on. But I think that'll be the next episode. We'll have a final episode of Series 2, and then we'll have a big summer where we'll hopefully have a lot more of a budget because our finances are a lot better than they once were, although the club have decided they wanted to buy the stadium that we currently own, so we're probably going to lose some money from that when that does go through. However, things are going really well. We've got some budget to spend, and I'm very excited to bring some players in next season to really take this team to another level. So it is unfortunate that we did lose today. If anything, it was kind of deserved. It's been coming for a while. We've been winning so much and doing so well that something had to go wrong at some point, and I don't mind that it was in a Champions League quarter-final, to be honest. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, comment down below if you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for all your support on this series. It's incredible as always, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.